Okay, guys. So, hi, honey. Thank you for being here. This is my incredibly handsome and patient husband, Skylar.
Hi,
Hi.
how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
So, this is also the second time that we're attempting to do this because last Sunday we came out here and I'd forgotten the mics at home.
Yes.
But I didn't actually forget them. They were in the car that I always drive here.
Yeah.
So, I've never forgotten them before.
Yeah.
Is that in your way or something?
No, just trying to get in a good spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I didn't actually forget them.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I did, but
it's all good.
it's not like I left them on the kitchen table. They're always in the car. I've never forgotten them with a guest. So anyways,
We did switch cards at last minute.
we
so
switched
that's
cards with
fair.
last one. But thank you for coming back out a second time.
You're welcome.
And as you said, during the period that we weren't recording, we got to spend some quality time together on a Sunday. We came out, we got a coffee. And then we drove back home. Okay, so I wanted to do a holiday episode. I feel like I've done them a few years in a row.
Yeah.
And this is going to come out on actual Christmas Day. So we're recording this Sunday. You guys are going to hear this on Christmas Day on Thursday.
Yep.
And I just think the holidays can be a tricky time. And I never wanted to believe that or think that that was true. I always thought that that was just a silly cliche. And for some reason, I've always rejected cliches. To me, they're like 12-step cliches. One day at a time, progress, not perfection, trust the process. I've always hated those things. However, the longer I've actually been sober, the more I believe that those are all true,
Yes.
even if it's annoying. And also the idea of holidays being tougher is actually kind of true, which it took me a little while to figure out, a little while into sobriety to like acknowledge and recognize. Do you think that there, two questions. One, have you always felt it was like a cliche too, or is that just me? And then two, do you think they can actually be harder?
I definitely think it's a cliche, but I feel like as addicts, you can come up with an excuse to use for any day. So I feel like part of it's a cop out. I feel like now it's harder, especially because my dad's not around.
Yeah.
And holidays, Christmas was a big holiday for my dad because he was super bitter about his childhood. So Christmas was always just go way above and beyond what you should.
Not someone in your family
Yeah.
going above and beyond.
So, but Christmases were always great up until when I started using. And then I'd usually be sober somewhere and then I'd come home and start using because you get money for Christmas. I'd be home. I usually use when I'm home when I was younger. But yeah, I feel like now it's more, I remember lost time. So
What do you
like
mean?
lost Christmases. So like
Oh,
being locked up, being homeless, being in treatment, and then just my dad not being around. So I feel like that's the hardest part now about holidays is just like remembering.
yeah. And I think that's what people mean.
Yeah.
And I think I just never wanted to acknowledge that because it's the same for me. It just reminds me of like before my dad left.
Yeah.
And
no,
I just,
for sure.
I never wanted to say that because it's cliche.
Yeah.
And then there's also all my weird shit about like, I never want to acknowledge that anything to do with my dad has somehow left me worse off.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to say that because I don't ever want to say that like about him.
Yeah.
But the reality is it's not his fault that I miss before my parents were divorced. And that doesn't necessarily have to put blame on him. But I think I always thought that it would put blame on him. So I didn't want to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But I realized in, I don't know, year 1 or 2 of sobriety, maybe, well, I didn't realize my mom, who we've established is the worst.
Yeah. She's awful.
My mom is amazing.
I'm just kidding, Bonnie.
Yeah, no, my mother is amazing. And Skylar will always joke to me about that because my mom is amazing. She's like the most wonderful, intelligent human being I've ever met in my life. And Skylar will be like, no, she's just the worst. Because I used to say that when I was a little kid, but she's amazing. And she rightly pointed out at some point in my earlier sobriety, all of these things that had happened on Christmas. Like I was watching the movie Flight.
Yeah.
I was at Choice.
Great movie.
It is a really good movie. I was watching Flight by myself. I'd gotten a laptop for Christmas that people like pitched in on so that I could start teaching again and making music.
Yep.
And I was at Choices, Sober Living. I had like 90 days. I was so happy. I had a really good teaching job. And my mom had gone to Big Bear and she asked me to go with them and I didn't. And she told me later that she knew she should have like made me go because I shouldn't have been alone at 90 days sober. But, you know, like, what is she going to do? I was 33 or something. And it seemed like I was doing well because I was doing well. But I ended up being in the sober living alone because everybody else had like gone to their houses. And I remember I was in the bunk bed on my laptop watching the movie Flight. And there's that movie there's that scene where the guy says, don't shoot this, it's too strong. She goes home, starts to smoke it, and then knocks that thing off of her coffee table. And the movie zooms in on the rig, and it goes like, tink, 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 tink. And she looks at it. And at like the same time, I looked at it. And I shut the laptop, stood up, walked out into the night with no car, called a cab because I didn't know about Uber yet.
Yeah.
Called a taxi and went straight to that place in Oceanside where I ended up being really scared later, the one where I thought the guy was going to kill me, like over off Greenbrier. Okay, I went straight there. I guess it doesn't matter where it was, but that scary place. Went straight there and began using again that day, even though I was doing so well. And I remember my mom later was like, I was like, God, it's so annoying when people say that Christmas is hard. It's not hard on me. And she was like, Janine, do you remember the year that you watched a movie about a pilot and then you just left and used heroin? And I was like, that's unrelated. And she was like, okay, I don't know. I just think it's interesting that you chose to watch a movie about a pilot that night by yourself and it made you sad. I don't know. Maybe there's no connection.
Yeah. And your dad's a pilot.
And my father's
in case anybody's wondering.
I'm sure most people know. I've talked, but yes, my dad is a pilot.
Yeah.
But also that is a great movie. And since then, I've watched that movie with you, and it is such a good movie. And the bit of that needle doesn't bother me at all anymore. We have needles in the house right now that we use for peptides. So I want to say it's not like you can never engage with something like that. I also wasn't probably ready yet at that time. This was a couple of years before I actually finally got sober, and I definitely should not have been alone. But
yeah,
like she pointed that out. And then another year, the year before this,
yes,
on December 26th, and this is the last of the McFlurry arrests. So I got arrested while eating an M&M McFlurry, which I know you know 3 fucking separate times.
Yeah.
And Skylar's dumbass friend Stevie has planted M&M McFlurries on my car, like, I don't know, 3 times.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get you arrested.
He is trying to get me arrested, yeah. So I would never eat one again, obviously. And this is the last of the McFlurry arrests. So it's December 26th. And me and Evan, my ex, who you know a lot about, unfortunately, everything you've learned against your will about him. Like, we were in a sober living. We were walking back to mine. This is when I lived at Steve's sober living, who you guys have now met. Thank God, because he's back. Walking back to my sober living with Steve. Went into McDonald's, got a McFlurry. And my dad had sent me, it's interesting that was my dad that sent me this, but my dad had sent me a Walmart gift card for like $100. And Evan had my gift card in his wallet, in his backpack. He had my methadone, my bus pass, like a methadone card, my methadone card, and the Walmart gift card.
Just balling.
Yes. But you know, that feels like that's like a good.
Yeah, it's great.
That's like not a bad score that day, you know? But so I wanted my bus pass, my gift card. I was going to go to the methadone clinic and then go down to Encinitas actually to audition to teach spin, which like, of course, I was in no condition to teach spin. We were strung out.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't give me my gift card. He just wouldn't give it to me. And sometimes he was like oddly difficult for no reason. And I don't really know what, like just, there was no reason not to give it to me. I mean, I guess unless he was going to steal the gift card, I guess. I don't know. But like, he just started being a dick about it. So he's walking away from me. We're in the Walgreens parking lot now in Vista. And I'm like, give me my fucking gift card. And so I start pulling his backpack back and slamming it on his back.
Yeah.
And he's like swatting me away. And we're getting closer to Walgreens. And this matters. The doors start going because it was like.
Yeah, because you're close enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I grab his hat. And I'm hitting him with his hat.
You should try to see if this security footage is still around.
I'm sure it's not. I saw it that day.
I know.
That's how they charged me.
Probably great.
I know. It's really good. All that. I want all that stuff.
I know.
I'm actually hoping, I talked to that public defender on Monday.
Yeah.
Maybe they can get my mugshots.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask Monday. But if I end up working with them,
when you go up there, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Or if they end up, whatever. But.
For sure.
So I'm hitting him with his hat, whatever. The cops show up, of course. And I've got my McFlurry. He's running away from me by the time they get there. So I'm like kind of off to the side with my McFlurry, and they pull in, jump out, and he looks like a convict. And you just see a convict running through the parking lot, he's bald, tattooed head, whatever. They start chasing him. They tackle him. And one of the craziest parts of the stories is that when we left the sober living that we spent the night at, which was neither one of our sober livings, it was someone else's, he stole a jacket off the couch as we left because he was always stealing things. He just grabbed some guy's jacket to take and put it on. And as he got tackled, firecrackers fell out of the jacket. There was firecrackers in the jacket. No idea.
Of course, somebody in sober living would have a jacket with firecrackers.
Full of firecrackers, yeah. And literally, and as he got hit, and I didn't really know what they were, but he did. And he was like, what? Like as he got tackled. And I bring that up because he got charged with firecrackers. That was one of his charges.
What is that charge?
I don't know. I mean, they're illegal.
I know.
So it was like possession of firecrackers or whatever. So he gets tackled. They realize I'm like part of this. They seen us fighting or whatever. So they put me on the curb and my McFlurry is there, which by the way, that's the time when I was like, this is the third time I've gotten arrested with a McFlurry.
Yeah.
And that was the
Did
time.
you realize it?
That last time. Yeah. Yes. The first time, no, of course not. So when I went back to get my car, the first time was a DUI. And when I went back the next day, the McFlurry was melted.
Yeah, everywhere.
And I was like, fuck. And I didn't think twice about it. The second time I got arrested, I'd also been eating a McFlurry with Evan.
Yeah.
And we got pulled over because we had the dome light on inside the car.
Yeah.
Which to this day, I'm not sure. You know how that's like a myth that if you have the dome light on, it's illegal?
I don't think that's a charge.
Well, they pulled us over.
To pull you over.
It must have been because they pulled us over for having the dome light on. I was eating McFlurry. I got arrested that night. And when I went back to get the car from impound, it was melted everywhere. And that time, I was like, that's weird. Twice I got arrested with a McFlurry? Whatever. A year later, McFlurry, at that time, I was like, oh, that's fucking weird. You know? That's the time I realized it. And I was like, okay, I'm never eating another McFlurry. That's bizarre.
How many have you eaten since then?
Zero. Are you kidding me? Never again.
Other than what Stevie's tried to get you.
I don't even eat those.
Yeah.
No, he left one on the car at the studio. And I was like, absolutely fucking not. And I put it on top of that. Remember we had that like plastic shitty like mailbox outside the studio that in theory we could have had schedules in? I put on that, left. And when I came back, it was gone. The fish guy probably ate it or something. Dan probably, who knows. But no, I've never had another one. So realize that. He goes to jail. I go to jail. We both go to jail. That's December 26th. And so again, my mom was like, so you've relapsed on Christmas watching a movie about a pilot, unrelated to your father, I'm sure. You got arrested another time because you couldn't get a gift card back from your dad. Again, I'm sure, unrelated to your father. And then she like pointed out a bunch of other things. Even then, I thought like, no, realistically, it could have been any day of the week that I was hitting him in a Walgreens parking lot and fucking someone called the police.
Yeah.
Unrelated to Christmas, And like my second year sober, we were not dating yet. I actually hadn't met you yet. I was about to meet you in March. So this is 3 months before you entered my life.
Yeah, so life was still hell.
Before I met you?
Yeah, life still sucked.
So, actually, you're right. I'll give you that. I pulled into the driveway of my house. I saw your face just now. Actually, my life did get much better when I met you. I believe that. That is very true. Despite the ups and downs. It's been amazing since I met you. And I was actually really sad because I felt old as shit and I thought I was never going to get married. So, it was 3 months before I met my husband. And I'd broken up with that guy because he was kind of crazy. But I was scared to be alone at 37. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
For the women listening, I chose to be single again at 37 because the guy that I was with was just like, I could have married that guy, but it wasn't right, And so I just took this huge leap of faith, broke up with that guy who had been very helpful to me in my sobriety. I've told you that. And then 3 months later, I did actually meet my husband. And I believe that if you open up the door for something like that, you're more likely to have something come in. Because I did this awful thing that wasn't fair to him where I was like, well, if I meet someone else,
yeah,
then I'll break up with them. Not like I was going to cheat on him, but if I was interested in somebody else, then I break up with them. But I can't just be alone. I don't want to just be like totally single at this
You
age.
just wanted to be in a relationship.
No, I mean, I don't know that I've ever been that person, but at that age, I did start thinking, well, what am I going to do? I just was afraid. And I finally broke up with him anyways and was terrified to be alone at that age. And then I met you a few months later, and if I'd still been seeing him when I met you,
Yeah.
I think just the way I think energetically, you might not have even been interested in me. Like maybe you would have been able to, who knows?
Yeah.
So anyways, pull into the driveway at my house in Encinitas. And it was Christmas time. It was like December, I don't know, 20th. And I suddenly realized, like I did the math and I don't think I had ever done the math before. And I realized that I hadn't seen my dad on Christmas since 1997. And Christmas was a really big deal in my family too, like with you guys, like we were super close as a family. He and I would make this like Christmas village every year together, like me and him. It was like our thing.
Yeah.
We would go look at Christmas lights. And you know how fun my dad is. Like, he's still super it was fucking awesome
It's
to
like a
have.
big kid.
He's like a big kid.
Yeah.
And it was so fun to have him. Like one year, Danny and I got rollerblades, and then he got some too, because he was like, I'm not letting you guys do it without me, So he's like rollerblading with us in his 40s or however old like he was just really fun. And it was a big deal to our family. And I never really celebrated it again. As you know, when we met, like I never gave a fuck about, like, I would go to my mom's because she lived here and it was important to her, but like I didn't really care. And I always thought your
But
family
it was
wanted.
pretty obvious that Christmas was not a very happy time for you.
Right. Well, and that's one of the things I'm going to mention about like the coping mechanisms, because you're the first person I finally like admitted that to, actually, that I like said it out loud. I didn't think it was affecting me. And your family would always want you to go home for Christmas.
Yeah.
And it used to like bother me, remember? Like I was like, no, we can't. I mean, we did, like our first year dating and stuff. But like I remember thinking, who fucking like, you'd see him in February. We can see somebody this time, that time. It doesn't have to be December.
Yeah.
But I realized that like it is a big deal. And that day, again, even though this is like before I met you, like I feel like it took me a while to like really understand all this stuff. But I did the math and I realized it was 1997. And I just started like freaking out, hyperventilating. Why didn't somebody record it? Like there was camcorders at that time. Like we had one.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had this like very illogical, like nervous breakdown where I was like screaming in my car, how did no one think to record that Christmas? Like we should have been recording Christmases. Families record Christmases. Why didn't we? Like my dad's a pilot. We could have afforded it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just had this like total, and I was sobbing, crying for like 30 minutes. I couldn't believe that any memory of my family's Christmases were gone. And then I called my mom, of course, and was like, why didn't you record it?
Yeah. It's Bonnie's fault.
And she was like, Janine,
She's probably got a lot of pictures though.
we weren't a big picture. I mean, there are from when we was like babies, but not from like a Christmas day when I was in middle school or high school. We weren't a big picture family, but, and it also wasn't as big of a thing then to do, it wasn't like on phones or whatever, So anyways, I realized that it is a big deal. And after that, I just became more aware. And I feel like that was it was like a little breaking point that I had to go through,
Yeah.
to realize it was a big deal to have it release its hold on me, because I didn't even have quite 2 years then.
Yeah.
And so like maybe another year it still would have affected me, but like I feel like I processed it out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good. And then when I met you,
Mm-hmm.
I think I did say to you, because we got in a huge fight because there was a fire near my mom's house. Do you remember this?
Yes.
And you were helping Stevie and Devra get a Christmas tree. And I lost my mind that you were helping Devra do something.
Yeah.
Versus helping my mom get her stuff. And the fire obviously wasn't close, or you would have gone right there. But you like had the Christmas tree in your truck. You guys were already out. And I was like screaming that anything that was left of my family was in the house, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then later on, I think I said to you, okay, so just so you know, sometimes I think the holidays affect me. But did you already think that? Because you just said a second ago, you could tell. How can you tell if they affect me?
Like everything you said, I don't think you were just kind of bitter. You weren't happy going to your mom's house for Christmas. I think about traveling home for me to go see my family was weird. So it's kind of, and obviously your dad not being around I'm sure everybody that's listened can understand that part of
Yeah.
your life, but
Yeah. But that makes sense.
I
Those are
think
the
you were very vocal about not being happy.
around Christmas.
Yes. In some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought there was too much of a big deal placed on it,
Yes.
you know? But that said, this year we're going to my dad's
Yeah.
for the first time
On Christmas.
on Christmas since 1997 in 30 years. And only the second time I've ever been to his house, right? We went during COVID in 2020.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad for that, but I'm also like trying to manage my expectations. I don't want to get too much into that, but like, I'm glad that we're going. I do not have any expectation it's going to be like before. I don't think we're going to get hot chocolate and go look at lights,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to be good.
I would agree. That's probably not going to happen. But
No, obviously not. But, it's still going to be fine just to like, like I'm really, really, really happy that we're going,
yeah. No, it'd be nice.
So, what was your worst Christmas using? Because that was kind of mine, probably, was that arrest. And then my last Christmas using, actually, it was really scary. Another sober living. I was out using, running around. I got into the house at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And they'd put a tree up during the day and the lights were on. And that was something that normally would make me really sad.
Yeah.
And because I was strung out on heroin. And I looked at it waiting to feel sad. And I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel sad at all. I was totally numb.
Yeah.
I was like, that doesn't make me feel sad at all. I would rather have been doing heroin all night. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
And that was actually like, I think, scarier than the years where I was like, man, like nostalgic, like I'm a piece of shit. I want to be clean. I didn't think that anymore. I was like, fuck it. And that was the last year that I used. And that might have even been worse than the other ones. What are your worst using Christmases?
Yeah. So I was thinking about this. I'll come up with 3. The first one, there were no consequences yet. It would have been my senior year of high school. It was the first year I was strung out on oxys. And I was doing a crazy amount of crystal meth also. And during midterms, I was like ripping my face apart. Like it was really bad.
Like picking?
Really bad. Yeah. That's where my life started to just crater. So like, that's where I started like forging family checks, like doing crazy stuff, failed a couple finals. Like I was like, I was I was way out like by that point. And, when I look back, it was just like, that was like the beginning of whenever I was 17 at that point. So like 20 plus years of using on and off. So when I look back, that just like where I was in life was probably like, I was so hopeless because like it was real Oxycontin. It was like the real bad stuff. I was doing a ton of it.
The 80s?
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
You were getting 80s?
Yeah.
How did you get 80s back then?
It's when they were still,
You just buy them on the street.
And rolling. Yeah.
Okay.
That was like my most probably hopeless because I was 17. I had nothing. Like 3 months later, I got expelled and kicked out of high school. So it was just like really bad.
And no one knew, right? Like they knew something was wrong.
Nobody had known yet. Nobody knew what was going on yet. So that would have been the first one. Probably the top 2 are probably close. So it would have been 2016. So I was living in PB with my ex, and I was on Suboxone for a long time, and I had taken myself off of Suboxone and I started using. I had come back to San Francisco for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
I'd started stealing from her and doing all this stuff and whatever, just everything that I do when I'm using, basically. And like at this point, my parents were just like, they knew what was going on because I'd been doing it for so long, but it was kind of like Christmas, like let's just spend time together. I got like a couple $100 for Christmas and I stole my sister's couple $100.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Like whatever cash she got, you took?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember we did Christmas Eve at a family friend's house and I couldn't get any Oxy, or would have been the 30s, whatever, just Oxycodone or Oxycontin, whatever, same thing. So I was doing crystal meth. And I was so spun out at the Christmas Eve party. Like I had to just walk out and leave. And I just walk out and left and just like drove away.
Did you leave your ex there?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Or I might have taken her with me and dropped her off at the house, but like
it's still
her parents
weird.
didn't want her stay. Like her parents live in the same relative area and like they wouldn't let her stay there. So like she was like at our house. Like it was just like weird, almost like yeah, it was just a weird situation. But when my sister told my parents that I took her cash, they just kicked us out. They're like, "All right, you guys need to leave." Like I had no money, and we had just like drove back to San Diego, and that was just like the downfall from there that got me into sober living, kind of started this phase of my life. And then the last one would have been part of my last relapse. I guess I was kind of homeless at this point, kind of like in and out. So I was working.
No, you were still living with me, but it was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. So it was bad, but like,
I mean, I think you went to Mexico that day.
yeah. So I went to Mexico, but it,
It was
it was,
awful.
yeah, it was just one of those like super hopeless. Like, I think at that point I had decided this is what my life was going to be forever. I knew I wasn't going to keep my job. I got fired, or I guess I didn't get fired for a while, but I stopped working for a period of time. But yeah, it was just so bad. Like, and it's hard to explain because like there's a lot of Christmases in jail.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Christmases homeless. There's a lot of Christmases in treatment. So like those are all bad, but like the hopelessness of being like that strong and like I had a great
And you had a
job.
great
We lived in a
job.
really nice area.
We had
Like,
Tank. He was a baby.
yeah. So it's like it was just crazy how quickly my life fell apart. And probably had to go through that bad. It probably had to get that bad to like get me to snap out of it.
I think it did because I know we talked about this on when I interviewed you the first time.
Yeah.
I think that inadvertently, because any wife would do this,
Yeah.
I was stopping you from having consequences along the way, right? Like you would use a little bit and I would catch you and scream at you and you would stop. And so like you wouldn't get fired, And like I think there was a piece of you that there had to have been that believed that like if I use, it won't lead to what it used to when I was younger.
I think at this point I was okay with whatever consequences because
Well, in
I was so
December,
messed up
yeah,
at this point. Like I was doing just a ton of uppers, a
yeah,
ton of pain pills, and I think at this because usually like I'm very aware of consequences, like in what happens. Like it's not new. Like
yeah,
I'm very aware like of what can happen. I think just my desire to use just far outweighs like the consequences. And I feel like I would always think about it though. Like sometimes I would be like tactical with what
yeah,
what sort of like and it's unfortunate, but like I went after my family a lot, right?
right,
With like stealing and
right,
doing stuff like that. Every once in a while I would have to do something that risked me getting in a lot of trouble.
right,
That could end up to getting in a lot of trouble. And I was very close to start doing that again,
right.
where it was like robbing people or going into other people's houses or stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
It's awful.
it was just an awful, awful period. Like, cause I knew my job was coming to an end. Like I'd blown it. I was pretty sure we weren't going to last. I was pretty sure I was going to end up homeless and in jail or just whatever. So like I was comfortable almost like with just fuck it. Like this is just the way my life's going to be. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, but to fast forward, I mean, even my first year sober, Christmas was pretty hard.
Yeah.
I mean, mentally I was in a super bad place.
What did we even do? Did we go to my mom's or had she already moved? I don't even remember. So that would have been 2 years ago. I think she was
I
gone.
think we went to your mom's house, but
Okay.
I
don't
was in a
remember.
very bad place.
Yeah, yeah.
Last year was better.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Christmas was better.
Yeah.
I was getting better, but like my career,
Yeah.
it was good. Or trying to think time wise.
You were at Lusardi.
Yeah, so
You
like
just you felt stuck.
yeah, so like I was in a period where I was just like trying to rush it and like
Yeah.
force everything and do all that. So like again, life was good, but like I wasn't in the best spot.
Yeah.
Now I'm in a much better place, so I can appreciate. I mean, like we still have a long ways to go, but we've come a long way.
Yes.
Made a lot of big moves.
Yeah.
Like work is going well, sobriety's going well.
We have the ability to travel for the first time since we've been together this year
Yeah.
without your parents paying for it.
Yes.
I mean, they've funded us before, but we have never paid for ourselves to go somewhere.
Yeah.
At the
And when we
holidays.
could, it was COVID. We couldn't really travel.
Yeah, I guess we could have back then. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
So no,
I guess
I mean,
but
it's come a long way, but yeah, Christmases statistically have been very hard in my life, for sure.
so what is your best sober Christmas?
This one will probably rank as one of the best just for
Me too.
where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
And I think where we're at in life. It's obviously not up there because I don't get to see my mom or sister or dad or any of that stuff. So like I wouldn't rank it as the top.
Yeah.
The Christmas we went back with Stevie was good, but my dad was really sick. So it doesn't rank up there as one of the top. I think every Christmas I had as a kid was great.
Yeah. Totally.
Like every Christmas I had was great because
Yeah.
it was just like, even if things weren't good, like my dad would just buy
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So it's like,
You know what, though, that year that we went up there, 2018, when he was sick, I do remember, though, we were at the table and your dad was so cute. He was like, all right, I want to go around the table and say what your favorite Christmas was, which I love because then I get to tell the story of my dad building me the balance beam, which was like the best day of my life.
Yeah.
You know, he built me a balance beam.
Yeah.
So we went around and then we started eating and I was like, well, what's yours to your dad? And he was like, this one.
yeah.
And I just thought it was really sweet. You know, he said this one because like everyone was there. You know, I remember Thomas was sitting next to him. You were there. You were sober. Like he was really happy that year. I know that he was sick, but I'll never forget how sweet I thought it was that he said this one because I know he's had really good Christmases before.
Yeah.
But that's also how your dad was. He's very positive.
Yeah.
Your whole family is really.
For sure.
Like any one of them probably would have been like, this one. And then like, you know what I mean? Like they're just very positive people.
Kept going.
Yeah, totally. So I do remember he said that. That's one of my top ones too.
Yeah.
Except for, and I can't remember if I've told you this before, but I'm sure I have. Have I told you I thought you were proposing to me that year? Have I ever told you that?
No.
Okay, so we had only, and it made no sense, which I knew. We'd started dating in March.
Yeah.
And this was December. But the reason I thought that was because I started getting all of these ads for engagement rings on my phone.
Really?
Yes, like every day in December. And I was like, that's so fucking weird. I'm not looking at rings. And then I think it was Jana or someone that was like, oh my God. Because you had just moved in with me.
Yeah.
She was like, you guys, he's on your Wi-Fi, right? And I was like, yeah, of course. And she was like, no, it was Ivy.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Ivy was like, he's got to be looking at rings. If you guys look at things on the same Wi-Fi, you'll get ads for each other. And I was like, and obviously I really wanted to get married. And I would never have thought of it because we hadn't even been together a year.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like you were looking to get married at 29. I guess you were 30. But still, I was like, no way. But then I started thinking it a little bit in the back of my mind. And then what sealed it was we were going to the airport with Stevie.
Yeah.
And you hadn't gotten me a gift yet. And you said that you were like, well, I haven't. Stevie was being he was like, well, and Skylar, we still got to get yours, right? And I looked back at him and he like leaned up to look at you in the rearview mirror and he made like this crazy face. And I was like, oh my God, like, does he mean because it's like he had this bizarre reaction, like it was weird.
Yeah.
And to this day, I don't know why he did that.
Yeah.
But I was like, because he's a fucking idiot. I know. And I was like, oh my God, maybe he is going to ask me to marry him. Because Stevie just acted really weird. Like he was like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like fucking with you. Like it's an engagement ring.
What did I get you for
A
Christmas?
really beautiful Chloe bag.
Oh,
like
that's probably what he
like
was
a
talking about.
$700 fucking purse.
Probably what he was talking about.
Okay. And did he know maybe that's what you were going to do? I mean, it was crazy. He made the dumbest face. And then you got me a beautiful bag. Then at that point, I thought it was a ring. And so I was like, when I opened it, I was like, oh, thank you. It was like $1,000
You're like,
bag.
bummer.
Yeah, you're like,
yeah,
okay.
This sucks.
And then I like shook out of it, but I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing. But I like kind of thought you were going to maybe fucking like propose to me. And then also he got super mad at me for saying that I didn't want kids and neither did you. And Stevie got really mad at me, like next level mad. We were like, it doesn't even make sense. When I look back, it was 8 years ago and I'm still like, why the fuck did he get that mad? We were wrapping presents together, me and him alone. And he was like, how do you feel about kids, Jay?
Yeah.
Also leading me to believe maybe you were going to propose the next day. Like everything he did was so weird. I should ask him where all this was coming from.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I mean, you know, I've always said that if somebody really wants them, I would. After I went to FRC, I know that like I love them and I would be good with kids, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think Skylar, you know, doesn't really want kids either. So at this point, like if we end up together, you know, I don't think we're going to do it. And he like stopped rapping and he was like, Jay, like I'm an idiot. He was like, Sky wants kids. And he had this like viciously well, and I guess now I do know what it's about. It's because he wanted kids so bad. And he couldn't believe he was talking to a woman who didn't. Do you know what I mean? Like in his mind, I'm just like evil, like Scarlet Letter, some like hippie feminist, you know? He was like, Jay, of course he does. And I was like, no, he really does. I remember Stevie and I used to have like this weird competition about who knew you better.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, he doesn't.
This is so weird.
And we're sitting on the floor and he was like, yes, he does. And we got in a fight because, you know, Stevie and I argue more than like any other like normal platonic guy girlfriends. Like we've screamed at each other before. We got in a big argument. But I also thought like that was evidence that you were proposing to me.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, weird. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I totally thought that. And then when I opened the bag, I was like, cool.
Yeah. Well, unfortunate for you.
But then you did in like August. You still ended up doing it much sooner than I ever would have expected anyways. You did 8 months later. So, which I wasn't expecting. Or however long that is later. Yeah, 8 months later. Anyways, sober Christmas for me, probably this year.
Yeah.
Because you're here, you're present. We are flying home to see my dad. We have the ability to.
Yeah.
Like you said, we have a long way to go. But like, I was so proud of you when we went to the company Christmas party the other night too. Which is why I wanted to go. I knew that they would all say nice things to me about you. And mean them, and you can tell. And then Stevie's dumbass, they're like, believe it or not, this is the future of Lusardi. And Stevie's like, yeah. I told my dad that. And my dad was like, oh no.
They're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. But I was so proud of you. And we have Anthony.
Yeah.
And
Another puppy.
Yeah, I love having Anthony in our family.
Yeah.
Like, he was the most perfect addition, I think.
Yeah, he was a good find.
Don't you think?
Surprised I didn't find him when I was down there.
Anthony is also from Mexico. I told you my brother was like, I was like, well, of course he loves Skylar. Or Skylar wanted to keep him right away, like that day. And I wasn't sure. Yeah. And my brother was like, well, of course Skylar wants to keep Anthony. They both survived the streets of TJ. They're bonded for life. I can't imagine Anthony on the streets of TJ. He wouldn't. He's scrappy, though. He could get away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he could find food if he had to.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd have a better chance of surviving than Tank.
Yeah. I guess we don't know his full backstory, but
Anthony?
Tank would not survive, but Anthony maybe.
No, Tank would not survive for like one day. Unless somebody thought he was so cute, they took him. That might happen because he's so cute, everyone that sees him. But he would need help. He needs human support to survive.
A lot of help.
Yeah, like he can't survive on his own. Whereas Anthony might be able to, you know?
For a little bit.
Yeah. But this is my favorite Christmas, I think, so far. Definitely in sobriety. Like you said, when I was a little kid, I had really good Christmases, like the balance beam. My parents did like a Nancy Drew clues. Like I opened a present and it was a clue somewhere else and then somewhere else and then somewhere else. And it took me to the backyard where my dad had built a balance beam.
Yeah.
That was like one of the best years of my life. Okay, so holiday stuff is harder. We both kind of think so. Do you do anything different? I guess this is the first year you could really evaluate that. Well, no, not true, because you've had other sober Christmases. Do you do anything differently, program-wise, sobriety-wise, to help yourself at holiday time?
I don't know. I would say before I would probably slack.
Program-wise, like meetings and stuff.
Sobriety-wise.
We both would.
Taking care of yourself. You're usually eating a lot and traveling and kind of sitting around a lot. So I think if anything, I try to like maybe dial it up a little bit with like taking care of myself, been working a lot. I think maybe trying to stay busy.
Yeah.
But I think traveling will be good because it gets us out of here. I think we both earned a little vacation for sure. I think it will be good. I think it was hard before. So like last year and the year before, because I was still not in a great place mentally. So I think I was in survival mode. So like the first year, we would have almost just gone to the doctor before Christmas. And I basically told my doctor I wanted to commit. I was like ready. I was like just ready to like kill myself.
Yeah.
that's how bad it was. And I
Yeah.
was 90 days sober,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. September 1st, October,
Yeah.
November, December.
I,
You were
I,
in like around 100 days.
the second week of December, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Probably took like 3 weeks for whatever medication I was on to kind of kick in.
It was really helpful. Remember, it was an antidepressant, and I know you
Well,
didn't take it for
was an
long, but it
antipsych.
was really helpful.
Yeah, it was like
antipsychotic and an antidepressant.
yeah. Once it kicked in, it was super helpful.
Yeah.
But I was in survive. Every day was just like to get up, to go to work, and to like make it home alive was just like it took 100% effort just to like get through the day. So then I had to go to meetings. I had to like pay super close attention to what was going on. Like I was scared to go outside. That's how bad it was. Like,
Back then?
At that, like, remember when we tried to go down, you wanted to like go down to like Encinitas or whatever outside. And I was just like,
yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah, I was like afraid to go outside. That's how
I forgot about that.
that's how bad it was.
It was like I just wanted to go walk around and shop.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I was just like,
Wait, we did go and you just hated it, right? Or did we not even? We did go and you were just miserable. And finally we left.
yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So like that was the first year.
God, it was like, it sucked it was like I was alone. It sucked. I was like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? I forgot about that.
I told you I was ready to leave you so I could go check myself into like long-term
You didn't tell me that. You told Steven that.
Yeah.
And he said, you told me that later. And Steven said,
oh yeah, I told my sponsor.
yeah, he said, before you do that,
yeah,
why don't you try to get some help? And then also, remember, Tank had that awful reaction to a vaccine.
Yeah.
And you got paranoid.
Yeah.
That the vet
I
had
thought
done
somebody had like poisoned him
You
or
thought
something.
the vet had poisoned him on purpose or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember calling my mom and telling her that. And my mom was like, okay, Janine, he's having a psychiatric episode. If this is what he's still saying, and that's when we both said, you need to go see Dr. Sexton. And we did. It was right around the same time. But you actually didn't tell me that you were that close to leaving.
I was going to divorce you and go check myself into like, no, but
I know.
I was maybe a day or two. Like at this point I was like,
would you have even told me first though? That's kind of fucked up.
Probably not. No, but that's how bad. I mean,
I know.
You don't understand.
No, you're right. I don't.
That's
true.
Anybody that has gotten to that point can understand where it's like, I couldn't deal with anything but just trying to stay alive at that point. So
like you thought you were doing me a favor.
Yeah.
By leaving.
Yeah. Totally.
Right.
Like this is going to be bad if I stay. So like, but that was that first year sober. Second year sober, I was in a much better place, but I don't think I was happy with life.
No.
But like we went to the HA holiday party. I probably was not super happy to be there.
The New Year's party.
No,
you weren't. We were barely speaking.
Yeah, but again, I wasn't in a great place. Like it was kind of just like whatever. But now I'm just much more happy with life, I guess. So like it's easier for me to like, oh, this will be a good Christmas because like, I mean, we don't really do much for each other. It's like we'll probably get ourselves a couple little things and we can get our family member stuff, but it's not about the presents. It's just like it's appreciative, like, hey, like we made it.
Yeah.
And it's, I think, just happy to be able to travel. And
yeah,
I wish that I could see my family, but the reality is it's probably better that we go see your dad and I can always just see them later.
We'll also probably never go to my dad's again, right? And we'll see your parents, we'll see your mom and sister many more Christmases.
Totally.
Which is kind of sad, you know, but this is realistically, I just at least wanted to do it
totally
one more fucking time.
Yeah.
After he left, you know what I mean? Like never saw that motherfucker again, you know? So, and I'm glad that you're going with me, you know, and we're going to get to see Carrie and Gumpy and Barbara.
Yeah. And your brother.
And my mom and my brother.
Who's engaged.
Yeah. It'll be good.
It's cool. Yeah.
It's going to be good to see Danny. Okay. Oh, yeah. So coping mechanisms, you don't even really know because it's your first year present, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I think this is why I got really upset when I asked you if you wanted to go to the HA party this year.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know. We'll see. Because I do want to go and I want to go with you being like fun, my good husband.
Yeah.
And last year was pretty miserable. I think that's why I got bummed at you when you wouldn't just say yes.
I think part of me is I had to do things before, and it's nice not feeling like you have to do something right now. So it's like it was super important for my recovery to go. It was super important for my sanity and our relationship. And like I get that you want to go,
Right.
but
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could go alone. I just don't want to.
yeah, no, I
But
know.
I could.
I know. But it's just very come a long way to be able to be like, if we go, we go. If not, great.
Yeah.
But it is nice being around sober people over the
Yeah.
holidays and stuff, but it's not a priority for sure to
Yeah.
have to go do something like that.
All right. Well, just I can go by myself, I guess. I'm going. So if you want to go with me, you can go with me. And I do know more people now too. I couldn't have gone alone last year. I didn't even hardly know anybody. This year I probably could.
Yeah,
I feel like I've gotten to know those
I'm
guys
just
better.
also it's nice to go and show up, but I'm not going to sit and play cards or do karaoke or
I don't do any of that shit either.
yeah, no. That my ability to like small talk is like
Me too.
super. No, but you do.
Yeah, but I hate it. I don't like it either. But I feel like we're at a point now with like Kevin and those people where it's past small talk. Or I do. Maybe you don't. I guess we might have a different feeling about it. I guess you might feel like it's still small talky for you.
Yeah. No,
But
for sure. But no, I mean if we go, we go. If not, there might be somebody else there for you.
Skylar, why did you say that? That's so fucked up.
No, but it's cool to. I mean, it's not cool, but it's.
That you have a choice. I mean, I guess I understand
I've
that.
worked very, 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 very hard to get to this point. If on that day we decide like, hey, let's just sit and watch a movie, it's like where before it was like if I didn't go, I felt like I was gonna die. So it's
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think I didn't realize that you felt that way. But I also, for me, I like being able to go places with you,
totally. I understand that.
like the Lusardi party,
Yeah.
where I'm proud of you, or like my reunion that you went with me to. I was proud to finally bring a boyfriend that I wasn't embarrassed for people to meet. So there's that side of it too. Like for me, for my benefit, I like being able and for us to like dress up and do things and get my hair done and blah blah blah. Coping mechanisms with me. I think the only thing I do different, the only thing I've ever done. Well, that's not true. So in the beginning, I definitely did things differently. I went to the NA12 nights of Christmas around here, which is very cool. So North County Narcotics Anonymous around here, 12 nights leading up to New Year's Eve. Someone in the community has like a party and a meeting at their house. And I loved going to that. And I know that helped keep me sober. And I would say early years of sobriety, like do that, something like that. That was really important for me to do. Now I probably don't do anything differently other than I did tell you when we were dating, okay, just so you know, I feel like I might be a little bit more sensitive around this time. So just like know that this is why. And I think that sometimes just knowledge is really helpful and telling someone that's in your life. And I never would have said that to somebody before. And I would tell my mom if I was feeling,
Yeah.
some type of way. But other than that, we're pretty involved in the program anyways. So I feel like,
Yeah.
I don't really do that much different during this time other than just like the awareness. Okay, so I had asked you there was like things to do to come back in the house, basically, or for us to stay together.
Yeah.
And one of them was get on Vivitrol for 2 years, which no part of me ever thought that, I shouldn't say no part of me ever thought. I was not super hopeful that you would get 2 years. And I really didn't think that you would do what I had asked for with anything for 2 years, because historically, that's not really something you're into. The idea of like, I say something.
Listening to people.
Yeah, and you fucking agree with me.
Yeah.
And you do.
Somebody tells me something, I want to do the
you
opposite.
don't want to do it.
I still, that's like my first instinct. When
I
somebody
know
tells me
that.
something, I want to be like,
Why?
I don't know.
It's so annoying. It's like the one part of you that's like an Aries. So Aries, I feel like tend to be a little bit more aggressive, especially Aries men. But you're so patient and kind and easy to deal with, but in like this one area.
Yeah.
And the fitness part of it. Carmina, when I interviewed her, I wish she'd been saying this on the mic. It was right before we got started. She was asking our signs. And because she and I have like the exact same birthday or something really close. And she was like, what is Skylar? And anytime I say Aries, everybody is like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. And Carmina was like, yeah, that makes sense. And I was like, why? Nobody else ever says that. And she said, because he looks like he's like ready to go to the gym, man. And I was like, is that an Aries thing? And she was like, totally. And I'm like, okay, in that way. And then also being like an arrogant a-hole sometimes if people tell him to do something. So anyways, I didn't think that you would do anything I asked, but you did everything I asked. And then at the end of 2 years, I asked my mom, I was like, I feel like I asked him to do 2 years. He did it. But I really think that in this case, I need to say, I'd like you to do more. And she said, of course you should. It's too big of a deal. And then I asked my dad, and my dad said, nope, no, you cannot. He did 2 years. That's what you asked. And I was like, Dad. And he was like, no, Janine, he is smart enough to make the right decision. He did exactly what you asked. You are not going to say anything other than thanks.
Yeah.
And of course, luckily for you, I always do what my dad says. So I did do what my dad said. And I said, I think it's important. I think it's working for you, but whatever, you do what you want. Didn't I do that?
Because he's a smart man.
Okay. Didn't I do that? I never brought it up again. And you just said to me, oh, I got my shot scheduled. And I didn't even freak out. I wasn't even like, oh, good.
Well, if you remember, I did not want to get my shot anymore.
Yeah, I know. I know. So my question is, why did you decide to keep doing it?
Well, it's still inconvenient.
I know.
It's the only, I mean, I probably talked to my sponsor about it and asked him what he thought. And he was probably like, just keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't notice it. So there's no side effects or like anything.
Right.
I'm very routine oriented.
It throws off your routine that day.
So I almost feel like, well, no, I feel like I've been doing it for so long.
Okay.
I think subconsciously, maybe I'm just like, oh, if I stop, it's going to throw something off. It's almost like less about the Vivitrol and more about like, just like I'm just stubborn and want to do the same shit all the time.
I mean, that could be true though.
But it's also like, I see a doctor.
Yeah.
Or nurse who knows me, who knows what I've been through, who I could tell anything.
Yeah.
And they'd like help and be whatever. So it's like a very welcoming situation.
So it's a monthly check-in too.
Yeah. It's very, I mean, yeah, it's a check-in. How are you doing? I mean, I was probably about to die before I got sober. So like, it's nice to like show up and like,
yeah, that's true.
Oh, your blood pressure's good. Like,
that's true.
Super inconvenient. It's less inconvenient now because I work closer to home. It was very inconvenient when you're on your own doing something and you have to leave early. And it's just, I mean, it doesn't change. It's literally like not important. Like you can leave and do it. But I think it was just like, that was like the stubborn part of me that was just like, why do I have to keep doing it?
Yeah.
But I mean, if I reach a point, I don't want to do it anymore, I'll probably stop. But it's not an issue right now because I work close to home. So
yeah, I heard somebody, I forget what I was listening to, some other podcast where the person said, this is how you know you've stopped doing it. When you have the exact job you want, you live where you want, and you have the amount of money that you want.
Yeah.
Then you can risk it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that makes sense. You know? But I'm proud of myself for honoring my word. I never bothered you about it again.
You were hands off for sure.
And I'm glad I asked my dad, and I figured that that would be what he would say, actually. Yeah. And of course, my mom said the opposite because my mom is obviously worried about me.
Yeah.
And she would do that.
Totally.
Although, actually, she didn't control my dad at all when I think about it. No, she never told him what to do. My father lived a full life outside the house, playing baseball, doing this and that, doing that. So even though she said that to me about you, I think because I'm her daughter, as a wife, I don't think she would have done that at all if my dad was, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, for anybody that's on Vivitrol or Sublocade or whatever the hell's out there, there's no reason to change something that's going so good. Like, there's no...
That's true.
Like, why? I mean, like, and again, I mean, tomorrow I might say, fuck it, even though I just got my shot 2 days ago. So, like, I can say it now. I can say, I probably still have the Band-Aid on my butt, but no, when you step back and look, like, there's absolutely zero consequence for me taking it.
Right.
There's no physical or mental side effects of this. So why I'm doing so much better, why would I stop?
Right. Well, and also this is the best you've ever done ever.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So there's that too. It's not even like from earlier year, you know? So, okay. But I was curious about that and I haven't wanted to pressure you about it, but I was curious as to your reasons. Also, I know that would help someone listening.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I don't know if you remember. I don't know if it was this time around, but like my insurance, I kept switching insurances. Like I wasn't on insurance, and then I was with ABC for a while,
Yeah.
and then I went to Lasardi again.
It was a pain.
My insurance kept jumping, so like the Vivitrol is super expensive if it's not covered by insurance. It's like a couple grand or whatever. And like those were the points where like I'm like, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore. But like again, I've got a doctor who's very
They worked with you.
understanding, and we're
Yeah.
like, no, well, and I
They
give,
gave you the samples, right?
yeah,
They would just give you a shot anyways,
for
which is
sure,
very cool.
yeah, no, for sure, and I'm sure most doctors would if you explain your situation, and I mean, it seems like an easy thing to do right now, for
Yeah.
sure. I probably won't be on it forever,
I wouldn't think
but
so, but
for
yeah.
now, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Yes, I think one is slow down a little bit. I think it's very hard for me to slow down. I think I told you, maybe come up with some hobbies to do
Oh yeah, you did say
outside of
that.
work.
By slow down, you mean not getting up at 4 a.m. every single fucking day, even on Saturday and Sunday, and working out every day? What do you mean?
No, that won't stop. But I mean, being able to take like a 10-minute break during the workday and like kind of like mellow out a little bit. Like when I get home, like appreciating like taking the dogs out, or like us go, like we were trying to get in the habit of like doing something on the weekends, like being able to like appreciate stuff outside of work. I mean, I'd love to be able to travel more and like go in that direction. And I think slowing down, I it's hard for me to appreciate things because it's like I'm always in like catch up. Like when you've been in jail or homeless or like on the streets or in treatment, you understand that you're always trying to like catch back up to like your friends or your family or like the people around you. And it's like all you care about is just like, I want a car, I want a job. I've been in that state for so long that it's hard for me to stop. But I think I'm getting better and to the point where I can start slowing down a little bit and like
Yeah.
appreciating things a little bit more. I guess another one. So hobbies, come up with something to do outside of work, whatever it is. I don't
Yeah.
know, like reading books or hiking or paddleboarding or kite surf, like whatever it is. I want to come up with something different that I haven't done before. Because like before it was just kind of golf, and it's
Golf.
like
Yeah.
be nice to learn something new.
Yeah.
And I think just continuing us being able to do stuff together because we
Yeah.
don't spend a lot of time together.
I
So
know.
I think it's,
We need to do that Sunday thing again. We're both so fucking focused on work. And I think that that's one of the things that's made us work well together as a team. Because not everybody's like that. But we are very work driven and productivity driven. And again, it's worked, but also it takes us away from each other a little bit.
yeah,
And I've also just even very recently, I've tried to like let myself slow down and realize that like I have done things that I needed to do. And it makes me better when I do let myself relax a little bit. It makes me better specifically with like social media and stuff.
for sure.
Like that's what's allowed me to plan more is if I do take a moment, like if we're anywhere, I'm like on the phone, I'm looking at something and figuring out what I need to do. And I have tried to, if there's a second to be like, oh no, I can just watch TV for a second.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of trying to do that too, but we definitely need to spend time together more.
And that's why I like watching TV or movies because it
I
helps
do
me
too.
like disconnect from like
I do too.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I guess that would be the last thing, New Year's resolution, being more present.
Yeah.
I'm very detached from everything that's going on in life. And the moments where I'm like present and engaged, you definitely like, I guess you get more out of life when you're more present and engaged.
That's the rumor.
I guess that's what they say.
That's the rumor.
But no, I mean it like,
You also haven't been able to for a long time, neither have I. And it's interesting what you just said. It's totally that addict mentality. I think everybody feels that way, but definitely, especially addicts, we feel like we have to catch up.
yeah,
We do.
yeah. And I mean like, look what we've gotten.
A lot.
Yeah, and it's,
We have kind of caught up. We've got the cars. We've got, you know.
yeah, but like just being present, I mean, I do better
Yeah.
if I'm present. Like I feel better when I'm present. Like I'm happier when I'm present, and it's just being in that rush state. You can't be present. You're always just and that's how I act all day long. Like if I'm done with work, I race home. I take the dogs out. I feed them. I take a shower. I sit down. I eat dinner.
Prep
I watch
yourself for the next
TV. I
day.
prep myself for the next day, and then I go to bed.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like,
Do you ever feel present? When are the moments when you do ever feel present? I could be wrong. Do you feel present when you're walking the dogs? Because you don't even always take your phone, or do you?
I do,
It's in your pocket.
but it's hard because like it's almost like I take them out, and like if they're taking away from like what I feel like is like they're a lot of time to go outside, or like if they're
You rush
being
them.
dicks, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like I rush them back home
I do the same
when
thing.
there's no reason to rush.
I know.
Like,
I do the same thing.
and it's
I do the same.
it's just kind of like an awful feeling where you're always feeling like you're racing to something.
That's so not visible, though, by the way. Like, I feel like if somebody watched me for a week, they'd be like, that bitch is out of control. She needs to slow down. It doesn't look to me like you're racing around
No,
or rushing from thing to thing.
but it's like you know how irritated I get when you're running late.
Yes.
And that's like me holding in 99% of how irritated. But it's like it's not just that. It's like with other stuff too. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if like somebody asks me a question at the end of the day when I've been at work for 10 plus hours, like it's like I get irritated. Like you
Yeah.
know, like if and it's just what I do. It's you always like people are always asking you stuff, but like if people ask me or like I need to do something that's out of what I'm normally doing, it just
Yeah.
like really like sets me off. So it's I think being present will help me with work, help our
It does make
relationship.
things better, but I mean, that's
I mean,
kind of
because I'm
where I
pretty
was
present
getting at.
like right now, because like
Yeah,
I
that's
got
true.
nowhere I have to
That's
be.
true.
It's Sunday.
That's
Like
true.
I went to church. I got myself right. Like I went to yoga this morning. So
Yeah.
like, but yeah, it's I think being present, and then I'd like to see my family more. It's one thing.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I want to catch up on more is spending more time with them for
Yeah.
sure.
I feel like we're lucky we are fortunate that they come down here. Like we do see your mom, I
No,
feel like pretty consistently,
we're
but
super lucky that
yeah,
they can come
that they
down.
can come down. Yeah. But I also, I get like making that a priority. I mean, I'm not going to lie, it still scares me to go up there, but I have way more trust about it now than I have in the past.
Yeah,
Or we could also go with
I
them
have
somewhere.
zero worries about going up, but it's not
But did you
it's not
ever?
yeah,
You
I
did?
always knew what I was going to do when I went home.
You did?
Yeah, for sure. It's very yeah, I always kind of knew what was happening, but
Even when we were together and you were sober?
totally. But I think it's less about going up there and just figuring out a way to spend time with them.
Yeah, right, exactly. We could meet them somewhere else. That's true. So for me, instead of kind of like you, instead of like, I've always had goal resolutions, I'm trying to do process resolutions. So instead of, I want to be X number of followers on this platform this year, I'm going to make it a process resolution, like post 4 reels and 1 post a week.
Yeah.
Like a process versus results oriented. And so for me, it's actually scheduling my time, because when I do that, I do way better, as does everybody, obviously. But like, looking at the week, factoring in social media stuff. When am I going to be dressed up with my hair done and makeup on and can do these couple of things? When can I then edit it? Which also involves like I need to cut back time spent not on my stuff.
Yeah.
Right? I have to just like, not spend more time on other things.
Yeah.
Which I got better about with the studio. Probably too much. Now I do nothing for the studio, which I should do more. Like I need to factor in doing some social media but I only recently started doing it for her again, But that I want to stay off of my phone for the first like hour of the day, or start at like even 30 minutes, because I can listen to something without getting into social media. I want to do that. And meditate like at least 12 minutes a day. I listened to something recently where 12 minutes a day gets you like the same benefits as like 2 hours. Like they did some sort of study. Yes. And I want to do 12 minutes a day.
Those are good.
What would you change about me that would benefit me? Not like it's so annoying that you're late, I want to change this. But we were watching some movie, I don't remember what it was. And it's like, what would you change for me for my benefit? Like, because you're like, I wish this for you. What would that be?
I would say I don't think you have the belief in yourself to be as big as you should be. So like I think the more popular the podcast gets or the better you do with social media, I think you're starting to see that you're worth being able to be successful. And I think that I wish that you could have the self-confidence to just like crush it like you should. Because I think that holds you back in what you're doing is like you do so good. Like you're such a good speaker. You look great. You're sober. You've kept me sober. You've kept us alive. Like you're a good friend to people, whether that's a fear of failure or fear of success or whatever stupid A terms you want to
I think
come
it's
up
just
with.
low self-esteem. I don't think I'm as good as any of those people,
Yeah, I know, but
but I don't know how to
if
change
you
that.
look, I mean, and you can see it if you look at like statistically how much the podcast has grown or your
Yeah.
follower. I mean, I
Yeah.
know zero about social media,
Right,
so
right,
I'm
right.
not going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. But
But I tell you things. I show
yeah,
you growth.
yeah, and like financially, you can see like
Yeah.
you're doing better.
Yeah.
So like, if I could have one thing for you, and it's not just with what you do, like work wise, I think being confident in all areas of your life, I think would benefit you
Yeah.
for sure.
Me for you would be I wish that you could see, and maybe it's what you just said about being present. I wish you could really appreciate your like where you are. Like you really downplay anything I ever ask. Like even if I say like I'm so glad that we went to the Christmas party and that they said good things about you, you're kind of like, yeah, I mean, you never know though. You know what I mean? Like there's never and I think that's what you really believe inside too. Like I don't know. And I know work is like a little bit of a different case, but like and the reason I'm kind of asking you that is because that leads to my next question, which is you have over 2 years.
Yeah.
You've never had over 2 years ever. And when I started having like 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, it was my proudest achievement ever. I mean, it really still is and should be.
Yeah.
But like when I ask you, you're like, yeah. And I wish that you could say that is really good because I don't think you even think internally it's really good. I mean, do you? And you just don't say it out loud. I mean, how do you actually feel about that? Are you proud of yourself or no?
I think I am proud of myself. I think when I'm sober, I'm sure maybe I act differently when I'm using or in different cases or whatever, but when I'm normal, it's very hard for me to brag about myself. And I feel like sometimes that's like bragging. I've just always been like that. Like my mom and dad were very much like, it was not like showing off or stuff like it was just not anything I did ever did, right?
Yeah.
I just always wanted to be normal. I can understand I'm probably good at most things that I do, but I think maybe being present will help with that a little
Yeah,
bit
I think so.
because like the Christmas party was good and like I'm very aware of like the doing good at work. Like I'm not blind to it,
Yeah.
like where I'm at and everything, but it's very much just, oh, move on to the next thing. Because like there's always something else. Like if I move up, I'm always just going to want to move up again
Yeah.
and move up again. And I think that's part of like the racing. If I can slow down and be more present, I can appreciate stuff a little bit more
Yeah.
for sure. But no, I mean, it definitely hurts with like relationships because I don't want to talk about anything that goes on in my life because like I feel like, why would I talk about this with even like guys or like you or like family? Like it's very hard for me to like open up and talk about things and like be open and on. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's like so weird to me that like people would call somebody else and like be like, "Oh, I'm having a bad day." Like like
Yeah.
it blows my fucking mind that people do that.
Yeah.
Like and literally like my sponsor is the only person that I've ever called and like complained about something or like, yeah, this sucks. I'm super. I mean, like, other than just like the normal like complaining,
Right.
yeah, and it's just different because I've never done it.
Do you think most men are like that, or you do that more
No, I feel like most men have a relationship with somebody
that they can
that they
do
can
that
talk
with?
about
Yeah, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just not something
That you've done.
I've ever done.
Yeah.
And I think I've been on my own since I was 18, just running amok in life.
Yeah.
So, like, I've never been able to really build a meaningful relationship sober with somebody. So, yeah, it's just hard. It's difficult.
Besides me, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, but you understand. I mean,
Yeah,
you
that's
see it
true.
firsthand how hard it is for me to talk about stuff, right? And
Yeah.
it's not like part of it might be being detached or whatever, just not present, but it's new. And like I try to do it at work. Like I try to, I mean, like with my boss and everything, like I try to like how I feel with where I'm at or like how are things going or like da da da, like I'm not happy. Like I try to like be open a little bit at work and it's still a work in progress and like I have a lot to work on and I have a lot to work on with my family, but you know, it's a work in progress.
So then how do you actually feel about having 2 years and actually say what you think without fear of seeming like you're bragging? Because you're not.
It's surreal
Yeah.
with how bad and it's
That's how I felt too, for sure.
like I was never an IV heroin user. I mean, I've shot up before and done that stuff and like I know everybody's experience is different whether
Yeah, but just because you didn't use needles doesn't mean you weren't the worst drug addict I've ever seen.
no, but I mean like everybody has like everybody's worst is their worst, right? So
Yeah.
like just because I feel like mine was like the worst doesn't mean like somebody else's isn't
Right.
comparable. I feel like where I was at this last time was as bad as I could have gotten mentally and physically. I've done more drugs over periods of time. Like I've had access to a larger amount of money. It may, you know, like there
Yeah.
just circumstances, whatever. Like, but maybe age played a part of it. Maybe the type of drugs I was doing played a part of it. I think the quantity of drugs over a long period of time played a part in it. I feel like my brain might have just snapped this time
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. I think it did.
So when I look, I was very much just ready for this to be the rest of my life. And I don't think before I'd ever really like thought like that. I think that's just all I knew. So like all I've known since I was 17 was getting high. That's it. So it was just normal. I had tasted success and like being good at something and like being sober and like I'd lost it. And like I was very much just like, there's no fucking way I can get this back. There's no way I'm going to be able to get back. And like, even when I got sober and went to ABC, I was like, I'll be a teacher the rest of my life because like, there's no way I can handle going back. I mean, because what we do is really hard. It's super difficult. It's stressful. There's a lot of growing and learning and like, you know, it's really hard.
You have to be very intellectually engaged.
Yeah, and you have to be very,
You have to be present.
it's
You
just
can't be
very,
fucked up like you
there's
were.
huge risks.
Yeah.
You're responsible for a lot of people's
Yeah.
safety.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money
Yeah.
involved. If you make a mistake, it's like, it's a lot. Like,
And you just thought there's no way I'll ever be able to be
responsibility.
in the
There's
field
no way I'll
again.
be able to like absorb this much responsibility again
Yeah.
and be able to take it. So like when I look at it like that to where I am now, I can appreciate the amount of work I've done. I can know I'm not bragging because like everybody like new in recovery 90 meetings in 90 days or like I definitely didn't do 90 meetings in 90 days
Well, because you were working.
because
But
I was
yeah.
working,
Yeah.
but I prioritize meetings. I went to meetings when I was afraid to sit in a room because I was paranoid and I thought everybody was a cop and I pushed through it and I kept going. Like when I was going to the gym and I thought everybody was a cop, like, or like about to arrest me. Like I probably didn't tell you once, but when I was at ABC and they had like that like competition that they did,
Yeah.
I thought the FBI was going to raid it and arrest me.
Wait, which competition?
Like they did like the skills competition at ABC.
The one like in the parking lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I literally thought that it was a setup and I was going to get arrested. Like, and I was like sitting in like the lobby and was like super parent. Like I was like, Like, that's how bad it was.
Do you think Shannon noticed?
I mean, I don't know, probably.
Oh shit.
But they knew what I was they kind of knew what was going
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
But like, yeah, like,
Yeah,
and
no, I
that
did
was
not know
90
that.
days
Yeah,
sober.
yeah,
And I kept going. Like I never missed a day of work.
yeah,
I showed up every day.
yeah.
It got better super slowly. I remember like trying to swing a hammer for the first time and being like cross-eyed, like not knowing what I was doing. Yeah,
Are you
it was like I
serious?
had like mentally like yeah, it took me like weeks to like
Swing a hammer?
well to like
Or like
it's like I don't want to say a bad word, but like I
disabled?
was very slow.
Okay.
Yeah, and not
Oh my
yeah,
God, honey.
like it's so bad.
And you thought you were going to be that way forever.
Yes, I thought that
Permanently
I had
ruined your
permanently
brain.
damaged myself.
Yes. So, in that context, can you now say, I'm doing better?
Totally. I'm super proud of how far I've come. Yes, I'm very proud of where I've come, and I appreciate everything that we have and everything that we've gotten. And I've worked very hard. You put up with a lot at the beginning to help get me to this point, so I can appreciate the community it took to get me to this point. Like my sponsor, the people in the meetings, like, I mean, and that's the cool thing about meetings is like, it was probably very clear how much I was struggling, but it's like people don't change their demeanor for you because that's usually like, that would have been like a red flag to me. Like, oh, why is this person acting different? Like, it's just like meetings. It's like, if you're in
Yeah.
recovery, that's
Yeah.
like Kevin's an asshole.
Kevin was an asshole from day one.
And I love it because
Yeah.
he didn't change.
He wasn't different.
Yeah, he didn't like.
That's true.
He didn't like try to like, oh, it's okay, man. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
He's like, good thing you're here. Let's get you a commitment.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, dude. Like, hurry up. And it's like, I think normalcy and stuff like that like helped because it's just like
Yeah.
I could be that paranoid, but like still feel safe enough to like show up.
Yeah.
So like I can appreciate the community that helped get me to this point for sure. And that was like employers, that was my family, that was you.
Yeah.
It was a lot for sure. But no, I'm super super proud of where I'm at for sure.
Do you remember that time when there actually was a drone outside? We were just talking about this at the meeting. That was fucking weird. Okay, so Skylar was super paranoid and he thought there was drones everywhere. And one day he was like, there's a drone outside for real. But this is when you were actively using. You weren't sober. You were actively using. And I was like, okay. And I didn't think there was a drone, but I walked outside and you were like, look, and there was a drone in our neighborhood. Remember?
Yeah.
What do you think that was there for?
I don't know.
Like,
Sure,
obviously,
I'm sure-
somebody
I'm
locally
sure-
just had one.
Yeah,
But that was
cops
crazy.
fly drones around all the time. Not, I think they just have them up in the air just for the hell of
Just
it.
to like check on things. I doubt it was a police. I mean, maybe it was, but that one day you were right, Skylar. And I was like, fucking, of course. There was actually like great. Now we just bought into another like year of psychosis. But I will never forget that one day there was actually a fucking drone there. That was crazy.
And I think just one thing I've missed through all this is being appreciative of, so like church has been a big thing.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
So like I was very just anti-religion my whole life, not for real any reason, probably the stubborn Aries part of me. If somebody told me to do something, I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But like there's like a men's group that we have where like I've gone out and like done stuff, and that's like
You guys go to the batting cages and stuff.
yeah,
That's cool.
it's like a male community. We have a male group chat like where like you pick people up and like try to help people out.
Oh, you do in the group? Okay.
So it's kind of
That's something my dad.
It's something I can like
He would have been
I
in a
can
group
like
that.
appreciate, like like I'm not as engaged as some of the other people where it's like a much bigger part of their life, but it's like it's something I feel a part of.
Good.
And for somebody that's very private, I think it helps kind of open up a little bit. And it's helped me feel comfortable going doing something with a group of people.
Yeah.
Like, it's like it's just different for me.
Do you wish that I went with you to church?
No.
Okay. Because I do worry, honestly. This is what I worry about. This will not surprise you. I worry that if I was some fucking 27-year-old girl at that church and I saw you coming week after week after week and I knew that you were married, I would be like, where is his fucking wife? This wonderful man is doing all of these nice things and she can't even fucking show up.
Church wife?
I know that's what I would think. And so I do worry sometimes. I'm like, I wonder if people think that I'm just some like shitty wife. I wonder if you think for not going, but it's my only day off is Sundays. And even Sunday is not a day off for me. As you know, I'm literally never not working because I'm doing social media bullshit on the phone all the time. It's not like a 40-hour a week at one spot thing. It's constant. And I thought it was good that we had separate
I know you grew up
things.
with church and
Right.
did all that.
Yeah, but I liked it. I would go. It's just that it's my day off.
I know.
That's the only reason.
It's also something I like doing. I mean, I'm around people all day, every day, 5 days a week.
So you like going by
Usually on
yourself?
Saturdays. I like going by myself where I
Okay.
don't have to worry about
Talking to me.
you. Or, no, but
Like
it's
seriously,
real.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
no,
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have to worry about like you getting ready. Like,
yeah, that's
you
true.
getting like
That's true.
It's like I just like being able to like
Go.
Yeah, my Sundays are just kind of like
Okay.
take care of myself days.
So you don't feel like I'm neglecting an interest of yours by not going?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
If I wanted you to go, like,
Would you tell me?
I'd ask you to go.
Okay. Would you tell me, hey, this is something you're not doing that I want you to do?
Yeah, and people, I mean, some of the people have asked, like, when is your wife coming? Or like, da da da. I'm like, it's like it's her day off. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's people go as families. It's like we don't talk about religion at home. Like, it's bettered my life, and my life has changed so much since I started going to church. So it's like I like the idea of church, the community, I like everything about. At least the one that I go to stands for and is about.
No, I love that you're going. I had a positive experience with the church growing up.
Totally.
My only concern is just like, do you feel like, dude, this bitch can't even get out of bed and go with me to this thing I love? I want to make sure you don't feel like that.
I'd probably, it would be a hindrance if you went
Skylar,
sometimes.
all right.
Well, no, but like I like going and like it's like
I
like
understand what you're
I like
saying.
listening.
I would be running late, obviously. I would be trying to talk to you the whole time. That's all true. I can accept that.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm actually glad to hear that because I don't want to feel like I'm being neglectful. You know.
It's why I like working out by myself.
No,
like
me
a lot
too.
of couples like work out
No,
together,
I wouldn't
right?
want to do that.
And I see it all the time.
No,
in
I
the
wouldn't
gym
want
I
to
go
do
to,
that.
but it's like
I
go to work out. I don't, and it's like even like socializing at like the gym is
no,
like
I
different.
don't do that. You know, I don't do that.
And the new gym I go to is much more like social and people talking
really?
to each other and like groups and stuff like that because it's group training.
Oh, right. Oh, that class. Yeah. Okay. Well, that you might end up
it's
talking
like,
to people.
I have like, I want to go to work out.
Right. Yeah.
Church, I want to go listen and like be a part of and like.
Do you pray and stuff when you're there? Do you close your eyes and actually pray?
For sure.
You do?
Yeah.
Aww.
I pray every day.
You still pray every day?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if you did. Okay. You still just pray in the shower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every day.
Okay, good. Well, thank you for doing this with me.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry we had to drive out here twice.
It's okay.
And I really appreciate it. And I think it was going to be a good episode to release on Christmas.
Good. Thank you for having me. It looks nice in here.
Doesn't it look? Oh, Skylar is the one actually that hung these up. And they do actually look really good. We were unsure. I liked having the plants in the background, but I actually think this looks better. I think it could still be cool if we had some greenery here.
Totally.
But I really like this look. I think that she was right. This is a clean look.
Yeah.
This is a clean look.
No, the mics, the
mics,
whole setup looks good.
Everything looks really good.
You've done a very good job with this, honey.
Well, you did it. Well, I mean, I guess actually
this is all your
idea. I ordered all this shit. I guess that's true. But, you know, but you still helped put it all together. I have the dreams and you help put them together.
Yeah.
That's what's been working for us so far.
I know. It's working out so far.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I want to share? Because I don't think I did yet. And then we'll go.
Okay.
The Hyundai. You know, I'm always talking about how people have miracles in sobriety or whatever. And I think sometimes we start to forget them. That was a miracle, the Hyundai. So is it okay if I share this?
Sure.
So Skylar dismantled the fucking car in Mexico. And it ran, but with a Golf tee stuck in it. It had to run with a Golf tee stuck in it. A 2018 nice SUV, no lights on the dash worked, nothing works. So you're driving in pitch blackness. You have no idea if there's gas in it. I mean, it was fucking crazy. And I thought, and we still pay a massive car payment for it monthly also. Because my dad was like, can you just leave that thing on the side of the road somewhere? I'm like, no, Dad, we owe like a bunch of money on it. But I took it to finally, I don't even know what made us want to deal with it, but we decided it was fucking time to deal with it. So I took it to a mechanic and I'm like, I don't even know how much this is going to cost. Oh no, it died. That's why we did that. We never would have dealt with it to this day. It completely, the engine seized. And I knew the fucking engine had seized because I know what that feels like. So we had it towed to a mechanic that I've used once or twice, who now I love. And he said the engine is seized. I mean, a new engine is going to be like $10,000, $12,000, something like that. And then he said, but maybe, Hyundais have a warranty, but we're the second owners. And it clearly was dismantled. Like, this was not a mechanical accident, it seems.
Yeah.
And he said, but
they can't prove it, but
and maybe just take it to Hyundai and see. And I was like, there's no fucking way. But we took it to Hyundai and they replaced that motherfucker for free, even though we are the second owners and it shouldn't be under the warranty anymore and blah, 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 blah. And I really believe, y'all, here I am 10 years in, 2 years in, he's doing the right thing, I'm doing the right thing. And that was a miracle that we got this year. So just for anybody listening, like, the weight of that concern for us, the Hyundai and the money, was like overwhelming.
yeah,
I couldn't even think about it.
it was
And like, so if the car is dead forever, we're not going to spend $15,000 to replace the engine. We don't have that. So the reality is we're going to be making a massive car payment for years on a broke down car. Oh my God. And like, it was so awful. I couldn't even like talk about it to people.
Yeah.
But it totally got taken care of for free. I remember driving it away from Hyundai Escondido and I like turned the air conditioning on. I was like, I moved the car seat up and back. I was like, woohoo!
It works. Yeah. It's alive.
Yeah. So we got a good miracle this year amongst many, amongst Anthony, amongst any of my medical stuff.
Yeah.
All the other stuff came, I didn't have breast cancer, I never talk about that stuff on here, but I constantly have weird medical shit. I don't tell you guys. Not constantly, but all those weird things all came back good. We've had a bunch of miracles.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, Well, I love you.
I love you too. It's been a good year.
It has been a really good year.
Good end to the year, I would say.
Yeah. And we have Anthony. He's so sweet. And Jink.
It's probably waiting for you to get home.
I know. We got to go. I'm also really hungry too. But I love you very much, honey. Thank you for doing this. And Merry Christmas, Nod Pod. Happy holidays. Whatever you guys celebrate. I no longer miss anything party related on New Year's. I guess I should share that too. There were years in the beginning when I felt really left out. Dude, you couldn't fucking pay me to go do shots in a bar somewhere on New Year's Eve. Fuck that. Right? Is that how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, life is way, way easier.
I don't want to be
sober.
hungover.
Yeah.
No. And I don't feel like I miss out on anything. That was like my biggest fear. So
yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you so much, honey.
You're welcome.